Good evening and welcome to the October 29th meeting of the Olympia Metropolitan Park District Board. We have all of our board members here with board member Huen being excused. I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That brings us to public comment. I don't believe that I have anyone signed up for the general public comment, but I'm just scanning the room because there were a lot of sheets out there. Okay, nothing for the regular public comment. So we'll anything staff that we should know about, any that came in communication wise.
Nope, nobody has signed up.
Okay, great. Then that takes us to item 4A, board business, and I'm looking for a motion to approve the April 30th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any amendments, discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That takes us to item 4B, which is a presentation of the Olympia Metropolitan Park District Advisory Committee's annual report regarding compliance of 2023 funding levels. And we're going to go to our Director of Parks Planning and Management, Sylvana.
Yes, tonight we have the chair of the Olympia Metropolitan Parks District Advisory Committee who is going to present on the 2023 compliance on the interlocal agreement between the city and the Metropolitan Parks District. And so Daniel Farber, if you want to go up to the podium.
Welcome, Daniel, and thank you for your service on the committee while you're walking up. We appreciate you.
Thank you for your service as well, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I am Daniel Farber. I am the chair of the Metropolitan Parks District Advisory Committee. This is we come to you twice a year. One to say whether you've been in compliance, and the other is what you're looking forward is, well, were you going to be in compliance going forward? And so before I give you the report on whether you've been in compliance, I think it's really important to understand this is an interesting little arrangement we have here, but why it's important, why it's so important, and that it really is a question of trust. Years ago, when the city was looking to do more things in its park system, it went to the public and says, we need some more money to do it. And an arrangement, an agreement came out saying, can we assure that if we give you more money, that it won't be fungible. You won't just cut the money elsewhere and use our money to keep it the same level. And this interesting agreement happened where you took on two hats. One is a Metropolitan Parks District Board, and the other is the City Council, and had a public process to say, no, we are going to take that additional money and use that to improve your park system. You've done it. You've done it for many years, and every year we come here to you and say, have you done it? And have you used the money wisely? Have you used the money to improve parks? We can say, from our point of view, you have used the money consistently with the purposes of the interlocal agreement. The wiseness of it, the best use of it, that's not our business. That's you have PRAC, you have other things for that. But did you comply? Did you meet the intentions of this? And what we have provided to you in our analysis and in the support from the public who have done the analysis of the budget is that yes, you are in compliance with the interlocal agreement. The city is in compliance with the interlocal agreement. As a Metropolitan Park District, you are fulfilling your responsibilities to the public. That is the presentation. That's our recommendation. That's what you've done. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Questions or comments for Daniel? Anyone have any feedback on the letter? Okay. Did you? No. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate you giving us that feedback, and I think we'll carry with us the wisdom in our decisions as well. I think that was a nice distinction you made between the auditing, if you will, function versus the policy choices that go behind it. And so thank you for doing that work and for working with the committee to get us to this point. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, and I don't see any action necessary, right? So we'll go on to Item 4C, which is a public hearing on the 2025 preliminary Olympia Metropolitan Park District budget. And we'll go to Silvana again.
All right, good evening, Metropolitan Parks District President and members of the board. For the record, I'm Silvana Niehauser, Director of Parks Planning and Maintenance, and I'm here tonight to present the preliminary 2025 OMPD budget and answer any questions. The preliminary 2025 revenue estimates for the OMPD are approximately $5.7 million. 64% of that would go towards the operating budget, with 36% being allocated towards capital projects, and then a little less than 1% for audit and administrative expenses. Within the operating budget, the OMPD funds 5 program areas, so a little less than half of the park's maintenance budget, and 100% of the park stewardship and ranger program, a portion of planning and design, a portion of our arts program and maintenance, and then our armory operations. For the capital budget or allocation, it would go towards $750,000 towards our capital asset management program. This is our major maintenance program. And then $250,000 would be set aside for the Armory Creative Campus Design, $160,000 towards Percival Landing, and $200,000 towards our ADA projects, and then $500,000 towards our Squaxin Park Inclusive Playground. So we have proposed a budget of $5.7 million, and which matches our revenue. And while we don't set the rate, that is set by the county, our estimates are that it would be very close to last year's rate, which is 49 cents per 1,000 of assessed value. So we're here tonight for the presentation and the public hearing, and then we will come back on November 19th and would be looking at that time to potentially adopt the budget. Are there any questions?
Questions or discussion on the budget? Board Member Gilman.
Silvana, could you tell us a little bit about, it's a very small number on Percival Landing. What is that amount of money for? And I'm trying to recall what the longer-term plan in terms of maintaining that asset is.
Absolutely. So Percival Landing is a large and valuable asset, and it costs a lot of money to repair. And every year we have an inspection. Every 5 years we have a major inspection. And out of that inspection comes a list of repairs that are some things we can tackle in-house that are small, but a lot of things we do need to contract out. And so we utilize that fund for those sort of things, and also if there's any emergency type of repairs. And in the past, we've replaced floats and we've replaced gangways and done those things so that we can just keep it open and available to the public. And the longer-term vision is underway. So Paul and Tammy are working with consultant group and also other stakeholders to do the revisioning of Percival Landing to incorporate sea level rise into the new vision, and also to be thinking about how West Bay and the Capital Estuary tie into that. So that process is underway.
And I think it would be remiss to talk about Percival Landing without talking about it as a piece of our transportation infrastructure also, just to add in, because it's used a lot for transporting people around. So thank you. Any other questions, comments on the budget? Ready for a public hearing? Okay. So at this point, I'll open the public hearing, and I have one person signed up to testify, and that's Karen Mesmer.
Good evening. You know we're going to come and talk at these meetings because, gee, you can't just have a meeting without some public here. My name is Karen Mesmer. I am here to speak about the budget, but what does the budget do for us is more what's important. I mean, these are just numbers, right? the impacts that Parks and Parks program have on our daily quality of life is something that we really value in this community, and then this is what the money gets us. For example, the advertisements for homes at a development north on Lily Road say 3 access points to the Chehalis Western Trail. That's in the only 3 sentences they get in the little ad they do. 3 access points to the trail. So our trail system is a big selling point for quality of life for new homes at this development. Of course, that trail system connects to our Karen Fraser Trail. Today, I rode out to a medical appointment on the Karen Fraser Trail and the Chehalis Western Trail. Transportation, recreation, all kinds of things, all thrown together. The leaves are beautiful, by the way. What do you do when you bring people someone comes to visit you from out of this community? You go for a walk on Percival Landing. That's one of the things that you do. I've heard some discussion amongst the council about having programs and celebration that are very inclusive and help people feel like, we really belong here. This is our community and we're proud and happy to be here. And that is our parks programming that does some of that, and our arts programming. And by the way, the ADA additions you see in this budget are part of that as well. You belong here, and we're making sure that you can move around here. So our parks programs, the physical structures, as well as the programming and the arts and so forth, they make this place a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to invest. So it's very connected to how our economy works. People want to live here, they want to invest here, they want to have a business here. So this is a budget, but it's a budget that helps to keep our community fun, enriching, and healthy. So yeah, it's a budget, but what is it doing for us? It does a whole heck of a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I guess, as is the practice in this chambers for public hearings, if there's anyone else in the chambers that would like to testify, now is your chance. Anyone? Okay. With that, I will close the public hearing. And I believe, see if there's any further discussion or comments from the body. Okay. Then we're looking for a motion to direct staff to prepare a budget resolution in the amount of $5,776,703 for the Olympia Metropolitan Park District Board approval on November 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay, that takes us to item 4D, which is the ad valorem. And is Joan coming online? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so, so looking for remote attendance from our budget and finance manager, Joan Lutz, who will talk to us a little bit about what this is.
Good evening.
Hello, Joan.
Just trying to, get my screens right. Good evening, Board. I'm Joan Luth, the Budget and Finance Manager, and I'm here this evening to speak to you about the 2025 ad valorem tax. Just a quick reminder, as far as the ad valorem tax goes, there are state limits on growth for the property tax revenue for a district to 1%, or the implicit price deflator, also known as the IPD, and whichever is less. So the IPD for the 2025 collections is 2.57%. So we'll be using the 1%, that is the less amount. And new construction, changes in state assessed property, and refunds are not constrained to that 1% limitation, that we're only constrained by the statutory maximum for those numbers. And our statutory maximum for the OMPD is 75 cents, and that is per thousand, and that is voter approved. So the way we calculate our levy rate is a little complicated. Washington likes to set up a little bit of a complicated formula. So we start out with a rate based on $1,000 per assessed value. and the responsibility of determining the assessed value rests with the county assessor. To get our assessed value rate, the district would set the revenue amount, and then it is divided by the assessed value times 1,000. So for example, in year one, we have an assessed value of $1 billion. The district has decided that the revenue needed is $1 million. So with that formula, that calculates out to a $1 per thousand levy rate. But the following year, if the assessed value is 1.3 billion. The district is still limited to the 1% rate, so you get 1.01 million in revenue. That calculates out to a 0.78% rate. Third year also goes up, and you can see that the same happens, and the rate continues to decrease based on the assessed value increasing. But if you look at year 4, the assessed value goes down. You can see based on the math that the assessed or that the levy rate increases. So for 2025, our OMPD property tax assessed value rate is 11.6 billion. Our highest 2024 highest levy rate amount was 5.4 million. And so with a 1% factor, you can see that for 2025, before we calculate any new construction, state assessed property or refund, the most that we can collect is 5.5 million. I will tell you that you can see on here the last year was higher than the 2024 lawful levy amount. And the reason for that is that we had a higher than usual refund rate come in. So that is why we'll see that there's a -$, and -%. That's unusual, but we also have another big refund levy year for 2025. So with our new construction, it's calculated at 25,000. We have an assessed property rate of 2,300, and a refund rate of 220,000. All of that calculates out to be about 50 cents per thousand. On the right-hand side, you can see that we have just some calculations to give you an example. If the valuation of the property is $350,000, the OMPD levy rate at 50 cents, the annual payment amount will be $174 per year. And then if you do the 600,000, the annual levy rate will be $298 per year. Any questions on that before?
Not seeing any questions, Joan. But just to clarify that just because one slide said we have 75 cents of voter capacity and the budget is only 49 cents, that doesn't mean we have, well, that's what you just explained, is that we don't actually have 26 cents available, correct?
Correct. We are, the OMPD is also constrained by the 1% limitation.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, I think I run into people that think we have stored capacity, and that erosion that Joan just demonstrated is why that 1% is bad for business. So thank you for showing us that. Any other questions or comments for Joan? Okay, so then with that, I will open the public hearing. And I don't have anyone signed up. Is there anyone interested in talking to us about ad valorem tax in the public hearing? Going once, going twice, not seeing anyone running for the stand, then I will close the public hearing and look to my colleagues for someone to make a motion, which I'm happy to read. You have it? Or do you want me to read it?
Read it.
Okay. I'm looking for a motion to direct staff to prepare an ad valorem tax resolution in the amount of $5,766,703 for the OMPD board approval on November 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. that takes us to the end of our business. Silvana, do you want to give us some next steps for the 19th, just to recap for the meeting?
Yeah, so for our agenda on the 19th, we'll be bringing forward resolutions for both the budget and the ad valorem tax, and it should be a nice and quick meeting, just like tonight.
Okay, thank you. Anything for the good of the order from the board? Then we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.